So is Divas of Creation actually pay to win, or is it not? That's kind of the conversation that we're gonna have today. And that is the conversation that people are having throughout the release of Divas of Creation. And I could see both sides of it being pay to win and not being pay to win, since I have been playing the game for a long ass time now. So I feel like I have some sort of input. But before we get started, I just wanted to point out the fact that I feel like everyone, or at least most people, should be looking at and forming their opinion based on the gameplay, not just the monetization itself, and how we can improve on the gameplay before we can start talking about the monetization. Because without good gameplay, what's the point of spending money in a game, right? And I feel like right now Divas of Creation has a couple of problems. Like, for example, a combination of the combat and the mob attack patterns. Like, they do 4 M1s, and then sometimes an energy ball, you dodge it and then you parry it, and then you continue your M1 chain. Like, it's not that innovative, it's not that interesting at times. That is probably one of the bigger deterrents when people actually play the game, the combat itself. But that's just one example of many other examples that you could probably find throughout the game. So that's just a quick little point that I wanted to throw out. We should probably complain about the gameplay first and fix that, then we could work on the monetization. But with that being said, let's start off with the first point that people are making, which is the in-game store. So the reason why people are saying the in-game store is pay to win is because of the fact that mounts cost money. Now, we're going to get into the game passes later on, but for right now we're going to talk about mounts. So you might ask yourself, why are mounts so important and so contentious in this argument? Well, it's because of three things. First of all, if you look at the mount right here, my boy Bobby, the first mount that I ever got myself, lucky as hell that I got this guy. He looks pretty good, right? Like, the models, the way they visually look, it's all appealing and well made. The second thing is because of their first utility, which is transportation. If you played any MMORPG, the maps are massive, the maps are huge. You need to travel from here to here to here to there to there to there. Like, you have a lot of points you need to go to in order to complete quests and in order to actually play the game. And with these big ass maps, it's gonna come along with mounts, and mounts are probably #1 priority when traveling. Like, of course, there are gateways. Like, if in the game there's gateways that you can unlock and travel really quickly by just paying essences, but mounts is the main things that you use to get from one place to another. And then the third most important thing about mounts is, of course, its ability to gather mobs. Now, why is this important? Well, it's because gathering mobs is dangerous on foot, and gathering mobs allows you to multiply and efficiently grind for levels, EXP, and loot, and even mastery. Like, look how slow I am. This could be dangerous with higher level mobs. Turn around, use a move, rinse and repeat, get a bunch of EXP, and then boom, you've multiplied your ability to level up. Now, why are they being argued here? Well, it's because they're being locked behind monetization for 350 Robux, which is the horse, for 50 Robux, which are these three mounts. And the thing is, they're not even guaranteed. They're in this gambling chest where there's a 1% chance. I don't recommend buying this unless you really think you're gonna get it. But even after you've seen that, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, there's probably free ways that I could get mounts, right? And yeah, there are free ways to get mounts. There's two quests. There's the ground mount quest, and then there's the flying mount quest. The ground mount quest has 3 mounts that are 3% each, and the flying mount quest has 3 mounts that are 1% each. So as you could tell from those quests alone, they have fairly low drop chances, and those quests are mid to late game. And then another layer on top of that, those quests have 5 to 6 steps to complete to even get to open that chest. So if you fail to get the mount, you've just wasted your time completing the quest, and you got to do it all over again. So it's tedious trying to get a free mount. So imagine you're in early game, you've heard how OP mounts are, you've seen how slow you move, and you're really incentivized to buy this mount early game. You don't realize there's free mounts later on, but even if you realize there's free mounts later on, they're really low drop chances. Now, in my opinion, do I think this is pay to win? I'd say it's sort of pay to win. It's more so pay for convenience, because of course you can get the mounts for free through the quest, but you really have to grind your ass off to do that. And if you want to conveniently get a mount, you have to pay Robux. Now, is there a way to fix this? Yeah, you could just add a side quest or a main quest in the storyline to where you can choose your own mount. Now, if you want to make this fair, you can make the mount a lot slower than the other mounts. At least they have a mount, right? And now we can move on to the other part of the store, which is the game passes. We'll do this one by one. Daily rewards, not really that useful in my opinion. Like the daily reward, you already get these rewards for free, and as of right now, the rewards aren't even that crazy, so spending $2 for that is not worth it in my opinion. The next one is the map pinpointer pack pass. I feel like this should just be normalized in the game and should be added to the game as its own system. Like, I don't know why it's put in a game pass. That's kind of like that's kind of cheesy and annoying, but it doesn't really matter to me, because if you have good sense of direction, a good idea on how to map the world, then you really don't need this. Plus, you could use YouTube videos and the Discord. I'd rather do that than spend $5 on a game pass. You know what I'm saying? The next game pass, cosmetic expansion. It says cosmetic, so this doesn't affect the game. Not pay to win. Collect all. Why isn't this already implemented in the game? Why is this a game pass? I don't know. It's just really fucking annoying that it's not. It's just pay for convenience at the same time. You could play the game without this. You could just get carpet tunnel, I guess. Like, does the game want us to get carpet tunnel clicking all those fucking items? I guess so. Not really a big issue. Player kill radar. I don't find this useful right now because everybody's pretty passive. Even though if you're in the catacombs where PvP is active, people still don't fight. Until there's world events and when PvP actually really matters, this isn't useful. Now this one, quest slots, I actually bought this one because it seemed really useful, and it's kind of pay to win because you could get multiple quests and that could help you out just storing multiple quests, and you could do multiple quests. Like, it's pretty straightforward. I'd say it is sort of pay to win in that sense of you could get more EXP and loot more quickly, but again, pay for convenience. You could play the game without this. The next one, drop chest radar. I don't know who would buy this. Like, is there really a point to this? Can't you just find the chest normally? Like, I've seen so many legendaries, so many epics, so many other chests just around the world. Maybe it's used for like OP chests that I haven't seen, which then I guess it could be useful, but $10? You can never catch me like and buying that shit. Hell no! Unique clan emblem, cosmetic, pet name shifting, cosmetic, baby diva guidance pass, cosmetic, and then the premium seasonal pass. So then we can move on to the battle pass. I don't know why every game has a battle pass, but I guess we just have to have it now. The FOMO, it's weird, but it is what it is. Now, a quick note, I feel like every battle pass should just be cosmetic, but for this one, it's pay to win. It's pretty pay to win. Like, it has mounts, it has items that you could get for free, and even armors that will help you out in the game. Now, I don't know how helpful it'll be once you're level 100 with a level 55 weapon. Like, the soft cap is still at level 51. By the time we get to level 100, there should be new content in the game and more loot. I swear to God, if there isn't, I guess the battle pass would be worth buying. But to me, I don't think the battle pass is worth buying. I'd rather just play it normally and get the free loot. Plus, there's like a free mount right here at level 81, so I guess that's cool. Like I said, it is pay to win in terms of the items and cool looking mounts, but like, are you really gonna use this item that's level 55 at level 100? I don't think so. So those are the two major contentions when it comes down to the arguments of whether or not this game is pay to win. I feel like it's a 60-40 to 70-30% chance that this game is pay for convenience compared to pay to win, just because you could get all of these items and all of these mounts besides the game passes for free in the game by just grinding the game. Now, is it tedious? Does it take a long time? Yeah, and we could start complaining about that, but this is just the pay to win aspect. So in my opinion, the mounts, the seasonal pass, most of it is pay for convenience. The game passes, some of it is pay to win. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna move on to a sort of niche thing in the game. It is just fucking annoying. Like, it has been like annoying me throughout my entire time playing this game, which is like little buttons that you press that lead you to a game pass. Like, for example, if I go to a crafting station, if I want to increase my crafting chance, I have to pay Robux on the bottom right hand side. Like, you can't use an item to do that, and that it's very convenient and annoying at the same time, because if you lose all your resources that you just grinding up for by a 25% chance fail rate, then you're probably gonna crash out. Like, I would crash out. Like, some of these things are hard to get. You're incentivized to buy the increased crafting chance, because who would take a chance to lose all the materials that they just grinded for 75% chance success rate over a 90% chance increase rate that only costs like what, 99 Robux? Yeah, only 99 Robux. Is it pay to win? In my opinion, yeah. It changes the tides in terms of who gets guaranteed the better armors, because crafting is OP, first of all, and also when you craft you get perks, so it's better than just looting it. And then another example of this is the little purchase alerts. Like, if I click I'll check out, it leads me to a game pass. If I click proceed, it leads me to a game pass. Like, is there a yes or no fucking option? Why is it green or red? Like, green and red tells you yes and no, but they both lead you to the same place, the game pass area. That's just it just ticks me off. It's a little annoying at this point. Every button that I click, every turn that I take, there's just monetization. And then the last example of this is when you open a chest and you try to re-roll it. Like, you click the spin button again and then it says pay 200 Robux. Like, if you actually pay for that amount of money to re-roll it, in my opinion, that's kind of stupid, because you could buy game passes in the game store that's worth less, and more important, unless the chest is insanely rare. So those three examples are niche, but I just find them annoying. And I guess the last thing we could talk about is the traits. If you guys don't know what traits are, basically when you created your character, you had these little buffs that you could get by spinning your traits, and the better the traits you got, the more buffs you got. Now, I haven't really seen people with these, but for the people who do have these, I don't think they have an insane advantage over you. unless it's like PvP, because in PvP, you take anything that could buff you in some sort of way. But in like open world PvE, it doesn't really matter as of right now because their stats are so low. Maybe later on it will, but yeah, I don't have an issue with that. And I guess the only angle you could say that this is pay to win is because of the fact that spins, you could only get spins by spending Robux, I believe. So finally, what are my thoughts of this conversation? Well, I think the game, like I said, is mostly pay for convenience and somewhat pay to win. Like you could get most of the items in the store and in the battle pass for free if you just grind the game. But honestly, what it really comes down to is the fact that the gameplay and player experience is not that fun. I said this at the start. In the end, as you continue on playing, it becomes a chore. And each time you fight a mob, feels like it's becoming a chore and it's becoming more dull. That's why big MMORPG experiences on Roblox seem to fail because they're not implemented properly, right? They're not implemented to coherently work together. So can you complain the fact that this game is sort of pay to win? Yes. Can you complain the fact that this game is pay for convenience? Yes. But I think we should be complaining on the fact that the game's overall experience and performance gets dull as you continue on playing. But that's just my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys agree, disagree, if you want to add on, like I said, comment down below. But I'll see you guys later. Peace.